Welcome to Midwest Access. I'm your host, Jesse Allison, and I'm joined by Sarah Gannon, one of our meteorologists today. How are you, Sarah?
I'm all right. It's a first alert day, so a little busy in the weather department today. We're gearing up for some strong to severe thunderstorms.
Yes.
So definitely a day to stay weather aware, and we've already had a couple rounds of some thunderstorm activity rolling through early this morning and then again through the midday. So
yeah, it was loud.
Definitely had some heavy rain, some thunderstorms. We had a few warnings in the area too throughout today. So the big question will be how these earlier systems will potentially impact what we see later on today. So I know where I'm kind of diving right in, but we're going to get to weather in a little bit.
And then we'll get all the details,
Yes.
which I appreciate,
Yes.
because I certainly don't know. That's why we have the experts here.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you. Do you like eggs or hash browns?
Ooh, I like both.
Okay, I do too.
Because we're talking about breakfast foods,
Breakfast
right?
foods,
Okay.
yes. All right,
Okay.
now, do you like ketchup on either of these?
No.
No, neither one.
See, what I like is I like a over easy egg, so
Okay.
it's kind of a runny yolk, and
With
then
the toast?
and then no, hash browns.
Okay,
Potatoes.
that's good. Yeah, that's
and then
good.
you munch on the hash browns, but then like as you get the dippy yolk, you just kind of mix it together and
Yeah. Delicious. Okay, I really love that. But Heinz is trying to normalize ketchup on eggs. I always did ketchup on eggs when I was a kid. I'll still do it on hash browns. But so they decided to make the labels say breakfast ketchup at 100 Waffle Houses across the country, and they claim 1 in 4 people use ketchup at breakfast.
Okay.
So they made an ad. We got to show it too. I love it. They're just like, let's get
cute.
breakfast too, right? More ketchup means more sales.
I like it. You know, my dad liked hash browns at breakfast time, and he always put ketchup on that. I don't think he put ketchup on his eggs, but he put ketchup on his hash browns.
Yeah, that was the thing that we did in my family growing up. Okay. Okay, I'm excited for you to see this.
Okay.
I mean, what does this man not do? Okay. So, are you a nature lover?
I mean, I feel like I kind of have to be.
Well,
a meteorologist.
right.
Yeah.
That was a
But
trick
no,
question.
I love I love nature. I'm not big on like bugs and like some of the icky critters, but like I love just nature and landscape and you know, going for a nice walk on a nice day, you know.
Unlike
so
today, but yeah. Okay, well,
Today's an inside day.
if you don't like nature, you're about to.
Okay.
Because Ryan Reynolds is going to be doing a Nature's Lover series. Let's take a look at that. The dresses.
I feel like that's half of the that's just like part of the award show. Like just who comes best dressed, what is cool and pretty, and what's like, oh, that's an interesting choice.
Sometimes I'm like, really?
Right, and to each their own, of course. But you know, it's always fun to see like who shows up and who's wearing what. Even though I could not name a designer to save my life.
Right? Yeah. No, me neither. Unless they sell it at Target, I probably don't know. But coming up,
Fun, and I think you had a pretty cool like little outfit going on.
it was it's interesting. That's for sure. I didn't plan on the rain, so we had to pivot while we were there and see what the gift shop had. But I think you
Sometimes
would
they
love
got
that.
nice stuff.
When you were talking about, you know, being out in nature, I think you would absolutely love these wild nights. It's a beautiful treetop trail that you get to go on and see it. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Nice.
Okay, our question of the day. I mean, I sometimes if you're really, really in a hurry and I feel like I'm sorry, but I just had to sneak in there.
Oh yeah, like cutting in traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Keep the last to something.
yes, right?
Yeah.
Head over to our Facebook page to give your answers. We'll take a look at the answer at the end of the show. And now we get to get into that weather.
Yes, we
All
have
right.
been tracking showers and thunderstorms. Welcome back to Midwest Access. It's time to take a look at your first alert forecast on a first alert day as we track the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms later on this evening. So here is what you need to know on this first alert day. That potential for some strong to severe thunderstorm activity expected to roll through portions of southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa between about 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock this evening. Our main concerns with any severe activity here for tonight is going to be the potential for some strong to damaging winds. Some hail may be possible as well. Can't quite rule out that isolated tornadic threat, although our threat is low, not completely zero. As we look outside with your future track radar, we are drying out at this hour. We've had a couple different rounds of some shower and thunderstorm activity this morning into the midday, and now we're awaiting this evening round. And the big question will be, can the atmosphere destabilize enough to produce more strong to severe thunderstorm activity later on this evening after the atmosphere has already been impacted by these couple rounds of storms earlier today? I want to zoom out though here. Notice off to our west, some gradual clearing. We're looking at a bit of some clearing off towards western Minnesota, and this is the area of concern. This is the area that we're going to be watching very closely. You can see the severe thunderstorms in north central Minnesota. You can see it off to our southwest towards Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Sioux City, Iowa. The reason that we're keeping an eye on that is because we have that frontal boundary to our north and to our west. Warm fronts producing some severe thunderstorms in that direction. Center of the low still off to our northwest. That cold front, as it drops through, will be continuing to produce that severe activity to our west. So the area circled here in red, this is that area of development that we're going to be watching very closely as that cold front will impact and continue to bring forward more of that thunderstorm development. So a break in the action at this point in time, but not for long. We're keeping a very close eye here off to our west. Storm protection outlook placing a level 3 out of a level 5 severe threat just to our west. It does clip into portions of Steele and Goodhue County here this evening. So just off to our western edge. This includes Mankato, Twin Cities metro area. And when we look at watches, nothing locally for us right now in southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa, but just to our north, including the Twin Cities metro area into north central Minnesota, a tornado watch. Again, this is just to our north, does not include any local counties at this point in time, but you can see where that greatest area of concern is. Locally for us tonight, any hazards that we are looking at is going to be that strong to damaging wind, hail. That tornadic threat is on the low side, but not completely zero. Can't quite rule that out. Let's put things into motion here as we time things out with Future Track. We'll gradually be watching thunderstorms getting closer to our western edge towards about 6, 7 o'clock here tonight, making its way to the Rochester area closer to about that 8, 9 o'clock time frame and gradually continuing to push to the east. Now, storms will be weakening as they move through our area. And again, that's that big question of how those storms from earlier today will play a role in our storms for tonight. But looking ahead to tomorrow, then looking to bring in the chance for some additional stray shower and thunderstorm activity. And on this active First Alert Day, download that free First Alert weather app. You can track the storms with our interactive radar, and you'll get instant notifications with severe weather wherever you may be. A great handy tool to have in your back pocket. A look at your 7-day forecast for the Rochester area. We continue to track a bit more of an active weather pattern through Wednesday. We get a break on Thursday, but heading into the weekend, the heat really climbing, some 90s may be possible by the end of the weekend. That's a look at your First Alert weather forecast.